Barbed Wire Barbie. Written by Psyopticnerve. Narrated by Dodge the Grave and Willow.
Have you heard of Barbed Wire Barbie? She's sort of an urban legend in my town. I've heard people in my neighborhood talk about her for a long while now. It starts like most ghost stories, with a murder. The way I've always heard it, a young woman was found in an alley. She was stripped, bloody, bruised, and her entire body was wrapped in barbed wire. A brutal, horrific way to die. She was never identified, so she was dubbed Barbed Wire Barbie, and the case went cold. The story might have ended there, except her body went missing from the morgue. And, of course, this led to people claiming they'd seen her lurking the streets at night. A real creepy tale. But I guess I never really believed it. I'd been sitting out on the stoop, waiting for my mom to leave for her shift so I could smoke the cigarette I'd lifted from her purse.
Dinner's in the fridge. Just heat it up. And don't stay out here long. It's getting dark. I'm practically an adult. I can take care of myself.
She huffed on her way down the steps. She sighed and said goodbye, finally leaving me to enjoy my nicotine fix. I walked across the road and out of sight so none of our neighbors could rat on me. I sat against the wall, savoring those first few inhales. The immediate relief I felt gave way to primal fear the instant something moved in my peripherals. Something was coming toward me. It was crawling, dragging itself ever closer. I couldn't bring myself to my feet. I sat in terrified anticipation as a silhouette entered the glow of a nearby streetlight. She was naked. Trails of dark blood seeped out of thousands of gangrenous wounds made by the barbed wire she was entangled in. The smile stretching across her face caused fresh lacerations as the wire dug into her lips. I was so horrified by the sight of her that I hadn't even noticed the van pulling up. A man got out and leered at me.
"She's right here,"
he called, and another man appeared from the other side.
"Hey, girl, you want to take a ride with us?"
He sneered as he got closer. I shook my head furiously.
Oh, that's too bad, 'cause it looks like you're all alone.
No, I'm not. I whimpered. He turned his head side to side, mocking me.
That's funny, 'cause I don't see...
He froze as she came into view. The scream he uttered was cut short by the strand of barbed wire that reached forward and tightened around his neck. I covered my ears to escape the sound of tearing flesh, finally finding my feet. I ran for home, through a spreading puddle of red, glancing back just before Barbie dragged them into the shadows.
Thank you so much for listening to our reading of the short scary story, Barbed Wire Barbie, written by psyopticnerve, narrated by me, Dodge the Grave, and Willow. Thank you so much for reaching out to me, psyopticnerve, and asking me to read your work. I'm honored anytime a writer asks me to read something that they've worked so hard on, and knowing that you trust me to narrate it, that's just, I'm trying not to cry right now. I am honestly seriously honored for that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your patience. I know this should have been out way earlier. So, Willow has recently reached a milestone of 200 subscribers. Congratulations, man. Keep it up. And when I reached out to Willow, he was sick at the time, and I was just like, dude, you could just like tell me when you feel better. Like, it wasn't even but he was like, no, yeah, I already sent the lines, you're good. And you are insanely good at sounding crazy, and I hope that sounds like a compliment, because it was meant to be a compliment. You're really good at that. You have a voice made for horror narrations. Dude, I hope you're saying thank you, because I'm saying you're welcome. Yeah, and so when I read this story, I approached it in a softer tone than I'm usually used to, because when I read it, it seemed like it was told by someone who was sharing a story that they didn't want everyone else to hear. Like, it was like in hushed tones, or like, have you ever heard of Barbed Wire Barbie? Like, have you heard that shit? That's just crazy. Yeah, so I'm not sure if that's where psyopticnerve was going with it, but yeah, it seemed to fit. So I hope that you enjoyed the narration, psyopticnerve. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. If you did, please leave a like and share it. If you're new to the channel, we've had a lot of people join recently, and I just want to say welcome. Welcome, you guys. Thank you for coming, and thank you for subscribing. I hope to continue to put out content that will make you want to stay. And yeah, y'all have a great weekend, night, day, whatever, man. Enjoy it. Make the most out of it. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye, guys.